Hello, it's Bumbleberry. I know I'm playing 8 things right now, but when Amarillo comes out with a new game, you've got to play it. It's called What's Your Name? And it wasn't written by her, it was written by her friend Sunlit something. Oh, what's my name? Bumble. Retrieving applicant. Greetings. After overlooking your application, the council has decided you've met the requirements to be a part of the Mythical Creature Integration Program, MCIP. Before we assign your potential life partner, that got serious fast, there are only a few questions you need to answer to narrow down your choices. Within a few minutes, we will get back to you with the results after you answer the questions. Please be as honest as possible. Question 1. What kind of pet would you prefer? Oh no! Well, I would want something sturdy and easy to take care of, but at the same time, I'm a big fan of the cuddliness. Question 2. How would you discipline a child? Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! No dessert for ungrateful brats until they learn their lesson and properly apologize. And get permission from their parents. I usually made them eat broccoli. Assigned pet cleanup duty for a month. I don't know. No leaving the house? No. Take away their toys. Question 3. What are you willing to spend a lot of money on? Oh, bunnies! My tattoo parlor and helping out siblings with their kids. Yeah, exactly. I do not spend, so I will be saving so I can, buy a house and that kind of stuff. Question 4. What are you most afraid of, other than monsters? I don't know. These are all intense fears. My family falling apart, failure in reaching my ambitions, or being alone. Well, you can always try again for different ambitions. That's not a huge thing I'm afraid of. I guess my family falling apart. Question 5. How skillful are you at lying? There's no lying in my career. You're blacklisted forever. If a police officer is a dad, you leave anything here and there. I try to set an example for my nieces and nephews. I can admit, thanks to me, they still believe in Santa, but also thanks to me, they know there's no Easter Bunny. I don't know. I guess I try to set a good example? As a reminder, in your application you sign that you would take full responsibility of your protection and well-being. Remember at all times to never give away your name. Oh, don't tell them their name? Well, your goal in the first meeting is to learn their name. When they have given you their name, it is proof they have chosen you to be your life partner. Until then, do not reveal your name. You are not safe until they have given you their name first. That was all caps. Okay, who's my possible life partner? Displaying results. Who are you? Is it a woman? A woman casually walked along the coastline from high above, greeting anyone who passed by her. She was in no hurry, humming a song off tune. The breeze made her sigh, closing her eyes as if she enjoyed the feeling. Really nice day for a date. So it's me! She approached the renting hut, filling out the form and leaving her ID. The worker grunted, giving her a set of keys. Thanks, I'll bring it back in several hours or so. Her eyes looked over the dock, grinning when she spotted the speedboat. With a slight skip, she hopped inside and placed her duffel bag on the passenger seat. It didn't take long for her to turn it on, knowing the controls like the back of her hand. Let's see. They said he'd be over that way. I hope we're not on, Lost or something. Look at how pretty this is, even just the background. She carefully maneuvered the boat from the pier, looking around for anyone else in the waters. Satisfied that it was safe to go, she hollered as she sped away. Nothing like being out in the ocean! Her hand flicked on the radio, singing along badly. She eventually stopped when— oh, different music, I'm digging it. She eventually stopped when the boat reached the area around the cliff, a lone rock jutting out of the water. Huh, I thought they said he'd be around here. Is he a merman? She rummaged through her duffel bag, taking out binoculars. Now to find my— A pair of pitch-black eyes peeked out from behind a rock, something looking like a white plastic bag floating around it. Hey, you! I see you! It quickly disappeared behind the rock. Bumble snorted, slowly steering the boat around the rock. Her action only made it hide underwater. You are a merman, aren't you? Oh, come on! Is it the motor bugging you? I'll turn it off if that's the problem. I wonder if it's a manatee man. I love manatees. Have you guys seen the one where it poops its nose? The strange thing didn't resurface. Maybe he can't hear underwater? Shrugging, she turned off the ignition. With the motor off, the only sound were the waves. After a few minutes, the strange white thing popped up out of the water. Hey you! You're my date, right? MCIP? I'm your human. Why dare you cute little weirdo? It said nothing, but it did come out of the water, oh so very slowly. You have no soul, like where are your eyes? That's more like it. Bumble leaned on the edge of her speedboat. As much as I'd love to introduce myself, I can't. So for now, just call me some random fishy nickname. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, you do not look like I expected. You look like a dead corpse with really long, beautiful hair. All kelpy and magnificent. But I imagine that's probably what mermaids do look like, and that's how they get mistaken for dolphins. Nickname. He speaks! That's right, man? Halfway man? Canadians come up with weird names. Know what? I'm just gonna call you a mermaid. That alright with you? It's fine. Mind speaking up? I can't really hear you over the waves crashing into the cliff. You know, this is literally probably not going to work out because I can't really breathe underwater. That's okay. Maybe we can live by the pond or something, or the ocean, and I'll just visit him every other day. He sank into the water, only his eyes and hair visible. Wow, he scares easy. Okay, gotta roll it back a bit. Soft's fine. I'll just try harder to hear you. The mermaid didn't reply, instead swimming closer. He came up high enough to speak, but no higher. Is this better? Bumble nodded, giving him a warm smile. Much. So, did you wait long for me? Not that long. I almost want to give him like the Octodad voice. Ooh. Oh good! Took me a while to get here. I had to deal with a couple of brats. They painted the walls with ketchup. What is ketchup? Think of it as tomato juice. What are tomatoes? Oh my gosh, this is not going to go very well. I really should think of topics that won't confuse the heck out of him. I'll show you one sometime. It's just one of the many dryland stuff you've probably never seen before. His eyes only stared up at her, unblinking. So, what do you do out here in the ocean? There was a seagull squawk from somewhere, but nothing from his mouth. She waited. Swim. Eat. Sleep. No mermaid games? No playing with the fishies or anything to entertain yourself? He appeared to think for a moment, coming further out of the water. Long ago, I watched my sisters sing. Ariel, we are the daughters of Triton. Human men would come. Would they kill them? Wait, I read something about this. The mermaid retreated back into the water, reappearing a moment later. My sisters did things. Scary things. Okay, what do you do? I watch. Alright, we're done. What do you watch? Humans. Very interesting. Not as scary. Thank you. Was I paired with this guy to take him out of his shell? So you just watch people all day long? He floated about, drifting side to side. Maybe he doesn't have eyelids. No, wait, I just saw him close his eyes earlier. I do other things. Cannot explain in human words. A light bulb mentally popped in her head. Is that why he's talking so slowly? Now I'm curious what the mermaid language sounds like. Oh, he's bilingual. Very nice. But for all I know, they just go, ooh, like whales. I probably shouldn't say that out loud. Coral? Coral? Where? He pointed at her. Ah, that's my nickname. That's, sweet? Nah, forget that sweet. Too many girls already say that. The mermaid started to retreat again. Never mind, sweet is good. I like sweet. He covered his mouth, the blank eyes lighting up for a moment. You are laughing at me, sir. Well, I like your smiley face better than I like your blank, deathless, soulless eyes. Cute. She frowned when he flinched, disappearing underwater again. Hey, mermaid guy, I'm starting to think you don't like me. You want me to leave? No response. Slowly, she moved to her seat, narrating her actions. I'm buckling myself up. I have my fingers on the keys. I am starting the boat suddenly tilted to its side, almost turning over. The mermaid had leapt up, holding his upper body on the side of the boat. His hand reached out to her, looking desperate. Please don't leave. I like you. Oh my goodness. I do like you. Please don't leave. Okay. All caps. I won't leave. Calm yourself. It's all right. They stared at each other, Bumble's face slowly turning red. The mermaid realized what he said, quickly getting off and hiding underwater with a loud splash. Bumble hurried to unbuckle herself, rushing back to the side. Say it's okay or call him back? Demand his adorable self back. I'll say it's okay. It's okay. This is our wedding meeting thingy. It's all right to like me. Don't try to pretend you can't hear me. She glared down at the water, patiently waiting. His little face is so cute. Her reward was his face reappearing in front of her. I won't be going anywhere anytime soon. Promise. Slowly, he rose out of the water. His face was free of his hair, slicked back. Their foreheads briefly touched, his cold with a slightly slimy feeling. But she didn't mind at all. After only a few seconds, he returned to his former position. Thank you for staying. Bumble gave him a grin, giggling a bit. I wasn't sure if you wanted me gone or what. You know, sitting in complete silence will do that to a girl. I am glad that you cleared that up. He didn't reply, instead circling the boat. Bumble watched in amusement, charting it up as mermaid behavior. Why are humans and mythological people always matched, I wonder? Especially if it's not safe for us to give them our name. I should give you a proper nickname, though. Even with your permission to call you a mermaid, it just feels weird. Now let's see. She studied his features, eyeing the black markings on his skin, especially his face. They fascinated her, fingers itching to trace them. But she refrained from reaching out, knowing by now how easily he scared. I'll give you some land nickname. How about... You've got this, you've helped your nieces and nephews name all sorts of pets. From spiders to horses, you were always successful. Does everyone in this world have pets too? Tiramisu! You're naming him Tiramisu? He started to hide again. I'm sorry, it was a joke. A joke! I'll give you a better nickname. Come on, use your brain! Think! Tamoko. No, wait, just Moko. Or no nickname at all. The mermaid paused, tilting his head in thought. I don't know what that name means. Do you guys know? Have you heard of a Tamoko? Or Tomoko? Am I saying it completely wrong? Does he like it? He remained still, the waves lightly pushing him back and forth, as she waited for his reply. His black eyes met hers. I don't like it. She nearly slipped off the boat, faking a laugh as she grabbed a towel to dry her hand. I wouldn't say this is going splendidly, even if he says that he likes us. So much for that. I am not a Ningyo. My family lives in the waters of the Atlantic. Huh? Oh no, it's not an Asian name. More like a New Zealand thingy regarding tattoos. Forget about it. You can keep calling me Coral and I'll think of something. He chuckled for the first time. I lit up. Or she lit up. Or whatever you want to say. That's more like it. The mermaid stopped, turning his back to her to hide his face. At least he didn't go underwater again. I get the feeling most women in his life just eat people, so... They would usually leave by now. So I'm not the first gal they've sent out here? No. There were... others. None caught your eye? Hey, no need to hide. I'm curious, not jealous. Some scared me. Others mocked me. A few hated me. That's so sad. You're so nice. What? But it's your first time meeting them, so how could they hate you? I am unsure. But even you humans have scary women. Bumble snickered, nodding in agreement. I mean, everyone can be crazy. You never know. My sis can be a real monster when someone threatens her kids. Nothing scarier than a mother bear. Scary. So scary. When need to get you, like, some nice girls to hang out with. Slowly he sunk back into the water, his hair surrounding him. Mother was so furious. Furious about what? You wish to know? She nodded, holding in her giggle when he shied away from her eyes. Don't laugh, this guy is skittish. He wouldn't last a minute with the brats. Human words. They would be, Bumble hummed, leaning down on her arms with a smirk. Are you trying to put off telling me why your mother was angry? No, not at all. You're not lying, are you? Not at all. It's just a sad memory. The mermaid turned away from her, his back nearly touching the boat. Take your time. I want to properly get to know you, and vice versa. No, wait, you might not know what that means. Ugh, I'm no good with words. Even you humans have difficulty? There's all types of languages. It's not really the language, more like, finding the right words to say. I'm not much of a smooth talker. So, you figure out the words? Yes. It was many years ago. I was small. We were traveling, cannot remember where. Mother never told me. I do remember others like us, but different. You mean mermaids from another country? Different mermaids? Yes. But all women, no men. Ooh, did you go to like the Amazon nation of mermaids? They stared at my brothers, cooed over them, touching them. I was young, so I stayed with an aunt. Or aunt, however you want to pronounce it. I say aunt. So they got goo-goo eyes for your brothers, and it annoyed your mom? No. They suddenly snatched them and dragged them deep into the ocean. Mother had most aunts chase after with her. Us young ones were guided somewhere shallow. So his whole family was kidnapped? Oh, what happened after? None of my brothers returned. Their culture devour men as nutrients for their eggs. Ew! So my mother and my aunts slaughtered them and their eggs in return. That is what my sisters told me when I asked what happened. How would your sisters know if they didn't go, though? And aren't they supposed to mate with the guys before they bite their heads off like a little praying mantis? I won't bite your head off. I will find no nutritious value in that. Oh. That must have really broken your mother's heart. He only nodded, a dead silence between them. Bumble couldn't think of anything to lighten the mood. Not after hearing something so tragic. Coral, you still have not told me what a tomato is. You're a real lifesaver. Thanks. It's a type of human food that only grows on land. I don't know what kind of stuff you eat or how things taste to you, so I won't be able to explain that. What does it look like? I hope he isn't imagining it as something fancy. Do you know what a red apple looks like? He nodded. Bumble snapped her fingers. It looks kinda like that, only flatter. More of an orange shade depending on the type of tomato, and squishy. That sounds nothing like an apple. That is very true. You are very astute as a, student of human culture. Of course it doesn't. It's a tomato. I just wanted to give you something to imagine with. You are a strange human. The mermaid didn't move away, making her unable to see his face. She was all right with it, as long as he was comfortable with her presence. For the moment they said no more. As they sat in silence, her eyes wandered to the mermaid with his peculiar hair. Sure, everyone imagines the girls with long hair. Looks like the movies have been getting the guys all wrong, though. Her fingers twitched, curious to run them through his hair to see how it felt. It looked so soft and shiny. Far prettier than those stick figures on magazines. I can already picture the girls demanding to know his secret. He seemed relaxed enough around her, and even admitted liking her. Maybe just a touch? Just ask. You don't just touch people's hair. especially when their whole family has been devoured. Your mission? To touch your hair. It's as if you're a princess. Oh god, what's happening? I think I did something bad. He seems angry. There was a loud splash. Bumble coughing as some got into her mouth. The mermaid was a far distance from the boat, as if he was about to go into the deepest depths of the ocean any second. What is it? You didn't like the princess comment? Those humans. My hair. They hated me, threw rocks at me, telling me I was no real man. You are like them, are you not? No, of course not. I like your hair. I won't touch it then. I won't talk about it either. Promise. He appeared confused for a second before leaping into the air towards her. Wait! Oh my gosh, I wonder if that was still a bad choice though. I mean, that music was dramatic. His splash soaked her completely. Even her duffel bag sat in a puddle. Although I'm thinking maybe if I touch his hair, he'd probably slice me in half. The mermaid sheepishly peeked up at her, then sunk back into the water out of shame. Good thing I wore a swimsuit underneath. She sighed, plunking her soggy butt onto her seat as she removed her shorts and sandals. She also stripped off her tank top, placing the clothes on the windshield. She was wearing a solid two-piece, slightly damp from the splash. Hey, you can come back up. I'm not mad. Oh, his little squishy face. He's just looking up at me. You have shed your scales? No, I took off some clothes. What? Oh, no, humans don't have scales. I only took off my clothes. I'm sure you've seen humans wearing all sorts of clothes. No scales. So that is why. Bumble tilted her head, leaning forward a bit. Why what? Why Mother told me humans should not touch my... Oh, hair? Will it slice us? Okay, possible TMI coming up. You don't have to tell me. Even though she thinks it's his private parts. Even I know there's some things you just don't share with others. But you told me you were tempted to touch my hair. You cannot. It would kill you. I knew it! I knew it was better to ask. That caught her attention, smile slowly dropping. Killed me? He took a few clumps into his hand, lifting one up. There were no thin strands like she had expected. With the sun shining through them, it made her think of jellyfish tentacles. Wait. She eyed the pink and blue tints, how his hair would turn translucent in the water. Mother scales. Mother scales. Mother says only our scales are immune to the poison. The mermaid pouted, curling himself in the water. I don't want you to die. That would make things difficult if we got married. What about the MCIP? Will they withdraw you from the program? I don't want to be withdrawn. Okay. Calm yourself. Just like wear your hair in a bun or something when we get married. His eyes locked with hers, hand lightly touching her leg. With how it shivered, Bumble thought he was afraid of hurting her. Did your mother tell you about any antidotes or how to make others immune like you? I will try to remember. His hand slipped from her leg, diving underwater. Bumble would occasionally see his head pop out to look in her direction. Eventually, he popped back up in front of her, almost excited. He's so, fresh. I love it. She did. It will just take time to make it. The mermaid was swimming around the boat again. Bumble was curious why he was doing it. She didn't have much room to stretch her legs, and as much as she'd love to join him in the ocean, she wouldn't be safe without a bodysuit. Is it a happy mermaid thing? Coral, I have more questions. Would you answer them? The others, they were annoyed by my questions, and I really wish to know something. I better save, because who knows what I'm going to say. Sure, no problem. What's happening? She felt the boat tilting to the left, sliding off. She took a deep breath before hitting the water, kicking herself back up to the surface. The waves weren't too rough, making it easy enough for her to tread. She squeaked when she felt cold hands turning her around, firmly on her shoulders. He kept her at a distance where his hair wouldn't touch her. Oh my gosh. Would you tell me how humans have children? No. I mean, sure. When a human man and a human female like each other. They put their privates together. I'm not going to give you guys the full lecture. Bumble felt her throat close up, hotter than the sun, or face hotter than the sun. The mermaid didn't release her, his eyes having a faint sparkle as he waited. I had no idea the birds and the bees talk was required for our date. I can explain it, it's fine. Children! Yeah, kids! You see there's a stork? No, a bee pollinates. Wait, just give me a moment. His eyes were staring at her flushed cheeks, one of his hands moving from her shoulder to her cheek. Bumble shivered. This is so embarrassing. Bumble shivered as his thumb caressed her cheek, only making her feel hotter. We humans normally have schools deal with this. Not all parents give the birds and the bees talk. But I don't care how birds and bees mate. That's just what we call the talk. Okay, I think I'm ready now. Land creatures mate differently from fish creatures. You guys lay eggs, right? We don't. Guys have to, physically touch women in an intimate way. Touch you how? Oh my gosh, do not try to impregnate me. Oh my gosh, now he doesn't want to. How offensive. He flinched, removing his hands and backing away. Did I just give you children? All of the babies. No, nothing with hands. Hands can't get us pregnant. Neither does kissing or hugging. She was a little disappointed that he stopped touching her, but she had to stop getting ahead of herself. Wait, you guys have those seals and stuff. Have you seen them mate before? Yes. Why? What they do is pretty much how we humans mate. I've never seen a seal start mating. We can't have children together? Probably. And even living together would be tough. I can't breathe underwater or stay for too long either, and you guys are nothing like those. What are they called? Selkies? I think those are the seals that shed their skin and become humans sometimes. The rain poured down, the mermaid sinking into the water ever so slowly. No, we cannot walk on land like selkies. And there's the living situation. I'm sure you wouldn't live in some aquarium away from the ocean. Jeez, all the other couples must have their own problems. The waves were starting to get rough. Bumble was having trouble treading. Hey, could you help me back on the boat? It looks like there's a storm coming. Storm? But I would have known. Why is it so dark all of a sudden? He carefully swam back to the boat with her, keeping his hair away from her skin. As she climbed up, he pushed her up, then he stared at his hands. You humans, your bodies are so different from ours. Well, there is a reason why I decided to enter the program. Bumble was digging through her duffel bag, pulling out an umbrella and towel. She opened up the umbrella, sitting on the wet chair as she wrapped the towel around herself in an attempt to stay warm. I hate to say it, but we might have to cut our date short. With how I'm dressed, I'll end up with a fever or worse. The mermaid frowned, disappearing underwater. Bumble didn't want to leave, though. Not just yet. Before she could call out for him, the rain stopped and he returned. Oh, he can control the weather. Well, that works for me. The breeze was warm, the sun shining its bright rays on her. Is the weather PMSing today? You can still stay, Coral? Yeah. As long as it stays sunny and I don't fall in the ocean again. You said you had a reason to enter the program. Oh, that. You want to hear it? He nodded as he peeked over the boat while she reclined in the seat. May I go first? Oh, sure. Go ahead. The more I learn about you, the better. The story I told, it's made me afraid of other mermaids. I want to hug him so badly. No, control yourself. No touchy. Focus on him. My kind have limited options for mates. But I was always watching. Humans. Families on the shore. Smiling together. Holding hands. I was curious if I could experience that. Although it would be difficult since I cannot go on land. You don't have to worry about that. If the MCIP let you in, then they must have some idea on how to make this work. And you? What is my tragic backstory? It's personal, but since we might get hitched, you deserve to know. My body, it's not fit for bearing kids. Sure, I can get pregnant, but the doctors say I'll either miscarry or die during childbirth. Well, that eliminates the not being able to have babies problem. But why wouldn't you hang out with humans anyway? She felt the boat tilt, staring at the mermaid as he had his mouth wide open, but no words came out. He seemed conflicted. Hold on, there's more. The MCIP? They mentioned something in one of their pamphlets while I was at the hospital. Don't get mad at me for what I'm about to say. You see, it said that all couples will have access to some medical thing. A service offered to couples who would be unable to have kids together for one reason or another. Like adoption would be nice, but no. They'd get my eggs and your sperm and, boom-toom babies. Well, if the egg accepted the sperm, but so far all cases were successful with happy babies for everyone. You're not upset, are you? Bumble cried out when he got off the boat, backing away as he covered his mouth. What are you so shocked by? The sun seemed brighter, the breeze lightly whipping her hair. We can have children together. This guy is baby crazy. He swam to the boulder and propped himself up on it, basking in the sun. It took a moment for Bumble to hear him singing, barely able to hear it. You are a precious snowflake of epic proportions. It was low and firm, and she couldn't help but feel there was a hint of happiness in his voice. Then she heard another voice join his, followed by many others. Wait, aren't they sirens? Her skin prickled. She had heard many tales of sirens that enchanted men with their voices, then either crashed their ship or dragged them into the ocean to drown them. I'm not a man, I don't feel enchanted, but I'm still isolated with no way of protecting myself. I'm not going to interrupt him, just ask what he's doing. Yo, not to ruin the lovely song, but what are we doing and why? Are you going to kill me? I am telling my mother and sisters the news. News? What news? That it is possible for the two of us to have children. He's not stammering anymore. Suddenly you feel more comfortable using English words. Maybe you're just too excited. Her face flushed. She turned her head away. Carry on? Do not worry. I will speak to them again later after we agree on our engagement. Bumble chuckled as she swam back to the boat, grinning down at him. Feeling more confident now? And to think at the beginning of our date you were hiding behind a rock. His eyes turned from hers, hand hiding his face. After the previous women, I was unsure if he would attack me or not. Me hurt you? Never. I'm curious, are those markings on your face gills? His hand went to his cheeks, faintly outlining them. These? Yeah, are those what help you breathe underwater? Yes. Why are you turning away from me again? And what about the markings on the rest of your body? They're not gills. They are simply there. Each of us have different patterns of various colors. Is it really so strange? I have noticed that your left arm has peculiar patterns while the other does not. Oh, do I have tattoos? Oh, you mean my tattoos? Nah, that's not something we have at birth. It's another human thing. I am confused. Aren't we all? Do you guys have tattoos? I don't have tattoos, but you know, I think they're really pretty in some cases. See, I'm a big fan of artwork. So when people get tattoos, I'm like, maybe it has meaning for you. I personally wouldn't do it on myself because I would become just like, well, I also like this. I also need this on here then. You know, it would be too much. You have your definition of beauty, art, and so on, right? For me, that's ink. It's really satisfying for me to see the body itself covered in so many different types of styles and colors. Sure, every person has a different reason to get a tattoo. Some only get one as a dare, or a mistranslated symbol. Others to remember family and friends. Others simply want to have something beautiful imprinted into them. I love watching those shows, where they like have little art challenges and stuff. Well, some try to anyway. Some races are plain impossible to ink. I had some mud creature once. Didn't goop everywhere like everyone claims. Really nice gal, but just couldn't ink her. And those with scales and fur are a whole other story. You probably have to shave them, but scales you probably couldn't ink. I could go on, but there's just no words. Just like the others who have their own passions would be unable to explain it with others. As much as my aunt doesn't understand my love for tattoos, I don't understand her love for birdwatching. He seemed to be staring at her with some sort of awe. It made her want to pat his head. The poisonous hair was enough to keep her hand in place. Coral, will I be able to make you that happy? She only hummed, slowly placing her hand on his. Only if you let me. Truly, we barely know each other, and the MCIP states we have to marry right away. For some weird regal reason. We're gonna become royalty, darling. But I think we'd make a nice pair, don't you? His hand slipped away from hers, diving into the water. You just turned down my potential, engagement? She was about to shout out, worried she said something wrong, but he was circling the boat, pausing every now and then with his hand hiding his mouth. She recalled the earlier times, a puzzle piece finally falling into place in her head. So this is what he does when he's happy. Beaming at how he still swam around her, she propped her arms on the side to watch him. Yeah, I wouldn't mind falling for him. I still think it's a terrible idea, but what am I going to do? The mermaid did eventually come to stop in front of her, his hand shakily reaching to her arm. Go ahead. I won't bite. Bumble watched his face as his fingers intricately traced the tattoos on her arm. She enjoyed how his usually blank eyes would light up over the smallest things, nose scrunching up just a bit when he got confused. She was tempted to tell him her name, but held back. Even though he was shy and gentle the whole time she was with him, she had to heed the warning. Warnings existed for a reason. Are you too shy to tell me your name? If the mythical creature didn't reveal their name by the end of the date would be considered a failure, no matter how much they got along. According to the MCIP, it would be too dangerous for them to continue meeting up. Why? What is going on? Tell me more about this interesting world and why we have to get married ASAP and have babies. They never told why. Coral, you have been quiet for some time. So have you. Have I properly entertained you during our date? Bumble noticed how his fingers paused on her arm, the mermaid not making eye contact. She decided to sing her answer. I had a lot of fun here with you, so thank you very much. Should I try another way? I had a lot of fun here with you, so thank you very much. I know. CD's coming out next month, guys. She held in her snickers as he cringed from her awful singing. Is that how all of you humans sing? Nope, just me and some unfortunate others. Some have the gift, and some don't. Really though, I did enjoy my time here with you. Next time though, I'll bring my scuba gear so I can swim around with you. But then will you be able to talk? I was gonna say, you really would? But then we would be unable to communicate. Bumble leaned down, pecking his forehead. Did you just kiss him? There's more than one way to communicate. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! I am blushing. Even she could see the blush spreading down his neck, laughing as he backed away while covering his mouth. Yeah, he's a keeper. He's such a cute little sweetie pants. She heard a faint beep from the wristband, looking down at it. Her time was up. Well, whoever's lucky enough to get his name better take good care of him. Hey, I gotta get going. The sun's starting to set, and I have to return to the boat now. You're leaving? Mind following me to the pier? The mermaid's eyes were dull again, but he nodded. Bumble put the damp clothes back on, turning on the ignition. Doesn't he know the rules? She was careful, keeping an eye on where the mermaid was located. Not wanting to part just yet, she took her time reaching the pier. Even with the slow pace, they reached the pier in good time. It was nice meeting you. I'll see you around. She got out of the boat with her bag, keys in hand, as she slowly walked back to the renting hut. Coral, please don't go. Sorry, but I don't want the MCIP to think you did anything. Coral, sorry. Coral. These are the... Bumble. How does he know my name? I'm not even going to ask. I'm just going to turn around. She only stared at him with wide eyes, wondering how he found out her name. Her ID was with the employee, and she was sure she never told him. She rummaged through her mind, trying to think of anything. The mermaid came out from underneath the plank, staring up at her between the anchored boats. Bumble, why won't you answer me? What? What do I do? I've heard rumors, but what happens now that he knows my name? Bumble, were you only pretending? Of course not. Do you hear that, sisters? She's lying. Oh, poor brother, fooled by this hussy. What? The only thing human females are good for. Several hands broke through the planks, tightly gripping on my ankles. No, don't! Oh my gosh, please don't. That's like half me and half the mermaid just shouting out, don't do it. Time to eat, sisters. They pulled her under? Bumble. What? The mermaid followed them under, trying to grab her hand, but he couldn't keep up with them. Bumble's vision steadily grew dark, unable to hold her breath any longer. I can't breathe. I'm gonna die? Contacts have reported in. Subject H has been seen mourning by the cliff after last night's sudden hurricane. Contacts were not able to get close, but state that the subject appeared to be holding an arm. It is possible it is the arm with the wristband. Pairing is an unfortunate failure. MCEE is on standby while ECC has started on their task with the boat rental employee. Contacts will continue to surveillance over the subject. Until this next report, do not send an applicant to any HJ classes. Meeting adjourned. Bad ending. What did I do? I didn't even do anything. You lied to me, senor. And why do you have something over your mouth? Wait, I need to do a quick load. How do I do a quick load? Quick load. Yes. Okay, we're moving on. Interrupt to get his attention. Hey, merman dude, hope you're not ignoring me. He blankly stared at her. Oh, he had his back turned. Did I make you upset? No. Okay, we'll do a quick load. Sorry. Sorry for making you sad. I'll just be polite next time. What you doing? See, I'm super nice. Ask him how he found out your name. In his hand was a small name tag. This from your clothing. Bumble shakily got on her knees, gingerly taking it from his fingertips. The name tag was from her swimsuit, and on it was her name. Bumble, will you stay now? I know your name. Your names are very precious to us mythical creatures. She gulped, stopping herself from flinching when his hands pulled his upper body up. Their faces almost touched, his hair dangerously close to brushing her skin. We're always told not to tell you our names. Since you already know mine, could you tell me why? She felt him tracing the lines of her tattoos, leaving a trail of goosebumps from her chill. From the chill. It is mainly different for each race. But to know your name without giving ours means your life belongs to us. What? If I wanted, I could tell you to eat yourself, and you would with no question. That's the first thing that pops in your mind. You couldn't say jump into the ocean. Nothing? Eat yourself? That's your first thought? This isn't going to work out. Besides your crazy family. Bumble wanted to slap his hand away, but couldn't make herself move. In some countries, there are ways to escape. You don't respond, but... He smiled up at her, hand tenderly caressing her cheek. You did. And now you can stay with me. But I have family here on the surface. His hand was moving away, and her body instinctively followed it. We can visit them when they come to shore. What? My mother and sisters will protect them, just as they will now protect you. I don't have gills or fins. I'll shrivel up and drown. I have a coat filled with luxuries already prepared. It is warm, dry, and filled with fresh water and human food. Even when the tide rises, you will remain safe and dry. You wanted kids, right? We can't have kids without the MCIP's help. What? What? The mermaid's eyes had a strange glow to them, slits appearing on his cheeks revealing rows of shark-like teeth. Is he gonna eat me to make babies? My mother knows many things. She has heard stories of other cultures and their children. Is he seriously going to kidnap me? Oh, stop zooming in. You know this isn't... Man, this is scary all of a sudden. I won't let them take you from me. I finally found you. I can't let you leave me alone. He tugged her closer. Bumble on the edge of the boardwalk's planes. Dude, I need this boat rental guy to like stab him in the face. I don't want to control you. And I have no interest in devouring your soul like the others. Oh my gosh. My soul? That's what you did to the other girls who came to visit you? And these guys sent me out here? So please don't fight me. I'm giving you a choice, Bumble. Please, join me in the water. I want you to remain you. No! I'm sorry, but no. This isn't a healthy way to start a relationship. I wanted to fall for you naturally. Not be forced to be with you like this. There was a faint rumble of thunder, the sky growing dark. Yeah, he controls the weather. This is going to end bad. His eyes watered up, his mouth slowly moving. Bumble, fulfill the contract. What? 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 Her body collapsed on the boardwalk, her eyes glassy. Through them, she could only watch as he dragged her into the water. Bumble thought of nothing, only watched as the darkness in the water surrounded her. I'm going to die. She's gone rogue. If applicant is found alive, MCVR will be contact ASAP. Until further notice, applicant is declared dead within the MCIP. Do not report applicant missing. If the body is found, contact ECC so they can remove all traces of her. Great! Superiors have voted to have all other subjects with the classification of this eradicated. Remove other subjects like the mermaids discreetly. Do not allow other mythical creatures to discover the existence of any MCEE members. If there is a discovery, silence them and report to higher-ups. Now moving on to the MCIP's assignment. Continue assigning applicants to other classifications as to not catch the media's attention. Meeting is adjourned. Worst ending. I'm nothing but nice to this freak show. How do I get a good ending? Rude. What do you guys think I should do? He is a psychopath. What's your name? I am going to find your name and I will, like, eat all of your children. Well, since apparently being nice is not the solution, I'm gonna be a psycho. Get your fishy butt up here so I can pinch your cheeks. There's no way I'd abandon something as adorable as you. He didn't resurface, but she heard a faint humming. Mermaid guy, get your cute patootie up here so I can strangle you. Still nothing. Ooh, eventually his face did reappear. But before she could pinch his cheeks, he gave her a pointed stare. No pinching. She blinked, nodding since she didn't want him hiding again. Must be a mermaid thing. Thank you for staying. I hate you. Also, if I did interrupt him, he was like, are you, like, angry with me? And you know what? Also hate you. You know what? Go ahead and kill me. See what happens. Crying out as the coolness turned into sudden hot pain flaring throughout her hand. You guys recognize this music? This is totally reverie music. Love it. Why does it hurt? Gotta scratch, gotta get that searing pain out. Coral, you're gonna kill me. That's fine. I plunged my hand into the water. Yep, gonna die. Oh, the burning sensation is moving. Uh-oh, we're dead. That's okay. Why did you touch it too? I can't have another die. Please don't look so sad. Look, I finally got it out. Did I die? Wristband, keys returned. Wait a week before assigning next applicant so subjects' family members will not be a threat? What? You are obnoxious and I hate you. But we're gonna quick load. Yeah, I'll ask permission. No problem. I'll tell you later about babies, because you do not deserve to have babies with me. She turned around, screaming out, "What did you do?" He had turned the boat over. He didn't give her an answer, only stared at her blankly. Why did you... What? The mermaid dove into the ocean as its minutes passed. Bumble realized he was gone. She kicked her way to the overturned boat, climbing on top. She shivered, the sky growing dark. Bumble groaned loudly when it started to rain. At least I'm alive and his sisters aren't here. Wonderful. Stranded, and now I'm gonna get sick. You have no idea the bullet you just dodged. Her eyes glared at the abort button on the wristband sign. I'll explain things to them. It's not as if he hurt me. Taking a deep breath, she pressed it, then wrapped her arms around her legs. You better get me soon. It's freezing! Lightning struck the boulder nearby, the waves crashing into the cliff behind her. The boat was rocking too roughly for her to stay on top. Eventually, she let go, watching as the boat smashed into the cliff. She weakly swam onto the boulder, trying to get a firm grip. It was all she could. It was all she could do as the storm raged on. What happened? Applicant was not found where they detected the distress signal? Oh great, I drowned. What? Leave applicant's family be, erase them only if they grow suspicious? Oh my gosh. Meeting adjourned. Great. You killed me again. You know what? This guy is difficult to kill. Are there any good endings with him? Any? Try to explain. Go for it, so he doesn't immediately destroy you. I don't know how to win. I seriously don't. Oh, he disappeared underwater, and then the boat tilted over? Oh, he was on the other side staring blankly at her. Why did you... Oh good, now you'll just kill me again. You're super frustrating, and I hope that you don't kill me, is basically my response. What are you doing? And I am not lonely, how dare you. He moved around, now in her range of sight. Are you listening to me? She knew that she had left her ID with the employee. Why? What? Do I disgust you? Was this all a trap to lure me here? No, never! Oh, gosh, you kill me anyway. Well, fine. Oh, hey, dirtbag. As I'm trying to look up how to beat this stupid jerk, it says his blood type is purple, profession, He wants someone nice that he can keep in a cave forever, you psycho. Given its strict living requirements, the species is only suitable for those residing by the sea. Due to high level of casualties, the species was initially rejected from the program, because they kill everyone. All members should proceed with extreme caution and should refrain from sensory contact unless given express permission. Yeah. There are only 3 happy endings. I am guessing none of them are with this guy. Oh, there has to be a happy ending for him, right? Because there can't just be 2 Bachelors 2 and 3? Bachelor 4 sucks. I hate him. Which bachelor should I try to get next? It's kind of a surprise. I'm thinking the vampire, because he looks sexy. These guys look really terrifying, like Tweedledum and Tweedledee. So let me know what you think, and give your love to Amiralo and her sunlit dreamer friend who wrote it. I'm just going to sit here. I'm going to sit here and listen to his stupid song. What do you got to say, boy? Maybe it's a tradition. I don't want to ruin that. Other voices grew loud as well. Oh good, they're getting closer. Almost as if they're right behind. Here she is, sisters, just like our dear brother told us. Coral, no. Oh good, I'm being drowned again. Thank you. Appreciate it. Just kill me again. I can wait you out all day, bro. I don't want to touch your hair either. I don't even like your hair. I probably would creep him out. I made a puffing noise. Oh, he thinks I'm crazy. Well, that's fine. Where are you going? You keep staring. Are you plotting something? No, I was just staring at your hair. I really want to touch it, but I won't, because thinking about it, I wouldn't want some stranger suddenly touching my hair because they wanted to. My hair? Wait, let me do my promise. She cracked her knuckles, making the motions with a bright smile as she spoke. I promise I won't touch your hair without any given permission. Cross my heart, hope to die, stick a needle in my eye. There's more to it, but I have no idea how the rest of it goes. He appeared confused for a second before leaping in the air towards her. Wait! Okay, good. We're friends again. Yeah, I'll explain. Whatever. I don't even care. I don't even... You know what? We're gonna sit here now. This is it. This is it. This is the only other option, is to sit here and stare at you and your crazy face. Ooh, I kept on walking, not reacting to my name. I knew mythical creatures would be tricky, pulling all sorts of stunts. She was very puzzled at how he discovered her name, though. The mermaid only continued following her, directly underneath her as she walked along the boardwalk. It was when she was about to turn in the keys at the hut that he climbed up the planks, or at least attempted to. This is really unhealthy. Should I? No, I have to stay firm like I do with the brats. Bumble paid no mind to the stares from other people who were on the pier, signing the form as she tried to ignore him. It's Ju. Until his panting caught her ear, she snatched her ID back from the employee, rushing back to the mermaid. Would you stop having a temper tantrum and get back in the water? I'm not going to be the reason you get sick and having your mother mourn your... Judicial? I don't know. My name is Judicial, so please be mine. You were going to eat me 30 seconds ago. Or kidnap me, which neither of those are pleasant. The employee cleared his throat, pulling down the shutter as an attempt to give them privacy while the passerby left. Judicial? That's your name? He nodded, his hands grasping hers. That's a really nice name. I do have to admit. The name you called out? It's mine. Judicial's eyes lit up. Look at this happy music. I'm so angry. He played with her short black hair, making her laugh. Yeah, it's short and choppy. Long hair is a pain to deal with when trying to ink someone, so I chopped it off. Ink someone? Didn't I mention before how I had difficulties inking a few creatures? I own a tattoo parlor. I don't know whether I'll keep it or not, since we gotta figure out living arrangements once we get married. Married. Judicial? Could you pull your hair back? Exactly what I was thinking. He understood the reason, using his free hand to slick it back so it couldn't touch her. Satisfied, Bumble pecked his forehead and placed her forehead against his. She quickly grabbed Judicial's hand so he couldn't swim away. Nope, you gave me your name, so I'm going to be lovey-dovey as much as I want. She adored the blush streaking across his face. Then her legs started to fall asleep, making her uncomfortable. As much as I'd love to continue holding your hand hostage, my legs are going numb. Meet you back at the beach? It's not far from here. Judicial nodded, slipping back into the water. Bumble happily skipped along, humming a tune as she passed a few people who tried to act nonchalant. The walk was a short distance, buoy lines keeping it separated from the boating area. She found Judicial looking awkward as he debated whether or not he should crawl on the beach or deal with the waves splashing his face. Feel vulnerable up here? Yes, when beached, we do not fare well. It'll be alright, I'm here. So, you really will be mine? Yep, I'll be telling the MCIP folks tomorrow. Once they give the okay, I can bring my family over to meet you. And maybe your family too. Murderers! If you're good with that. Mother would love to meet you, and my sisters would love to have more family members to play with. I hate you. Bumble continued to stroll along the shore, smiling with a hum. You octopus thief of joy. You don't mind a bunch of kids? I have a lot of nieces and nephews. I'll warn them not to pull any hair. I like her outfit though, it's kind of exciting, and her little squiggly tattoos. My family adores children, especially my many sisters, even with how scary they are. Mumble only chuckled, beaming brightly at his smile. I'll be looking forward to it, Judicial. Oh, good ending. Reviewing case. Identification. Subject HJ11, new species accepted to the program. Abilities, weather control, and poison. Yay, lacking data for possible future behavior. Pairing result. Kills 96. You killed 96 people, you freak face. Oh, that was stressful. I actually vented to Amarillo. I was like, how on earth do you do this? And then I saw someone else in comments like, how do you get his good ending? Much nicer than I did. Because I was like, I'm going to make this man into sushi. I don't care how many times it takes. And it was like, wait. And I'm like, fine, I'll wait as much as it takes. I'm going to stare him down until he submits to my excellence. But anyway, that was fun. Frustrating, but fun, and it got me invested, and I'm invested to figure out what the heck the MCIP is doing. And so, just let me know. Let me know who you think we should mess with next, because these guys look like trouble, Mr. Twin Faces, and of course this guy's a vampire on the left, so we're gonna die. A lot. But it's all in good fun. So I'll see you guys next time. Please leave a comment and like in the description, and if you want to support the creators of this game, please do so. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day. Bye! Stay sweet!